Captain. Makacho said, what's your maimuna or tam to me the money pa unimyansa? Who endanger the life of everybody? When you arm a fool with power, you endanger everyone. And that is exactly what is
when you arm a fool with power.
With power, you endanger everybody. And that is exactly the space every Ghanaian finds himself at this moment.
Yes. At
this spot, a Muna Ghana for CI. Captain, some of these things, China ni beba obaba ya there on take precautionary measures because bana wabano omu because or pass it through a compromise system no the bedru baby or bedru. And don't forget, yet you come on a VR coffee and so good a man force wa kosombo deliberately. Ya neno one ya she no answer ye pian so no good ni pass sa be sin ne. No single person has been held responsible and accountable to date. Yet na mokoye the offense donation. TV stations koye donation, amount for donated cash and that's for till date. Not even a single person has been held responsible and accountable. And it's a China and you know banner or Juma way. Now want to keep precautionary measures. The question is, what is the bottom line? Because leaders are so irresponsible and so reckless that all they want is money. Contract your money, go and look at the contract. Nipa ya pay you before answer on contract, you know. So that is the kind of system I tell you, the entire fabric of our society is so rotten and so compromised to the extent say some of these things will happen. But you see, now if you look at politics 10 years ago, you've been around for quite a while, and I know, sir, you understand these things. If you go back 10 years ago and you look at politics then, now here politics and now near mess. Why? Because the young people of this country are consuming a lot of information. Nobody consumes information and sits idle. Definitely no, you have the energy to act on the information. So you see the kind of resistance that people are putting out there. And first, people felt dumb because people thought that politics was just a president for few people in fancy sea with you. A class school, people are realizing, say, we all have an equal stake in this country, irrespective of who you are, whether educated or not, whether you are a plumber, you are a taxi driver, your stake in this country is equal. And we have the right to protect that particular interest. It's the reason why, in the face of this irresponsibility, gross irresponsibility and negligence on the part of government, citizens as original say no, the government has failed, but we the people will not fail. And 10 years ago, who young people I see a demonstration for Galamsey. Very often you don't hear some of these things. Yes. By now, government at the point I hear racist amount for no people are still getting out there just to vent their frustration on government. Captain, my catcher said at this point, nobody coming from anywhere will save us from the where we found ourselves. They see you're doing because my catcher said you don't go to any environment I'll find sustained bad governance and you feel say you are a victim. We are all accomplices and sponsors. But you realize this, we need to undo the damage that we have done. And some of these things and they're also because yetina kroma say ye catalog nema asiwo kroma citizens are react here you begin to ask yourself nipa no mo yes and why are they not in jail? Because for instance now you say Raf akobie your friend is saying cathedral side baby amanfo awuram telling Ghanaians kwan omodi $58 million aye. The person showing it to the world, is a criminal, and that he has to be imprisoned. But the very people who stood on platforms and used our money, taxpayers' money, $58 million. What they call Bokoa, a bit mess a man for life. What they call be a bit mess a man for life. A man for in Pien and Numinsuo in this modern day, where they are women. Now, what times has he the Kutu Amana until date? Nobody has been held responsible. There's some Yamian and I suffer no Musa India Chileno. About there, Weber resign, and then they resign and they all go. So we live in an environment where people commit crime, and all that you have to do is you resign, you get away with it. So you see, the impunity system now creating a faster to a point. Society now an orderless society, and it's the reason why some of these things are prevalent. Because system now has demonstrated that people we put in power in this country, they don't care about what make your welfare. Nobody comes in to say something build any better Ghana for anybody. People come to take care of their family, and the whole politics now by a cesspool of corporate interest and the offense individual greed. Obama take as much as you can. Okay, then you go and take care of yourself. But average people are here building infrastructure, then as well, because where the world is going today, Captain. Now where the investment today, the Industrial Revolution 4.0 is underway. Countries are taking advantage. Position the country in the way among for bit maximizing individual potential. They yet me position the country because the world is going through certain competition and be a reposition. I say, where are we today as a country? Your environment cry, ya preserve what? That is the only thing I want, Captain. We are destroying it. Nanka yes, sir, no Ghana for the benefit here. The people destroying this at a massive level here, the same Chinese people are these Chinese are acting as just proxies, working at the behest of these individuals in power. Because Otugo don't know the man. So I know the day, you know, you remain impoverished, I will remain impoverished, and few people in power will continue to swim in wealth. And they will continue to dominate, and that is the politics. This is the reason why among form person the status quo ever change it, because once it changes and people become enlightened, they will lose their power and they will lose control. So all that they have to do is to make sure that these things will in play. And I told the idea, you look at IGP. As spending the time, you know, to ensure that they go to the ground to stop people from mining, no, or not go after innocent people. Or demonstrating, protesting against the destruction to our environment. Now, you call to be so or no so, but say nobody will exercise common sense. I will say, so here, everybody is angry. Gauge the pulse of the country. Look at the sentiment being expressed by the people. Common sense will tell you, say, no, you cannot imprison these people, but under certain whatever circumstances, our judicial system has been so compromised to the sense that the average and ordinary Ghanaian has no trust in the judiciary today. The judiciary has become a toy, like a stooge in the hands of power. And a president, a toy around with it, because if the Attorney General can sit somewhere in the US, because Tikroma misdemeanor in such cases are police no prosecutorial powers to take some of these things. Do you know that those prosecutors, Attorney General, a prosecutor, because he took that power from the police, because our buying were interest room and they prosecuted these people, but the very people who are on the ground, they've been left off the hook. Nobody's being held responsible. Everybody be to galamse for the president is aware. He's the one signing authorization, giving it to them to go to the forest reserve. People who are supposed to sit and speak are him for more chroma. All they care for is V8. They have lost their conscience. They've sold their integrity to the dogs. All you need in this country, but more V8. We go bit in the class, car come back to be that now. Ya channel, your friend said V8. But when we the Nyama air cost of my they will not speak about it. It's the reason why we are here, because Galam say we and Kenya know your fight because your land traditional leaders inside. So they exert authority. I understand they don't have that executive power, but at our local traditional level, they have some level of authority or maybe exercise to control some of these things. Now,
I fear or Tewosana V8 bear 7.
Yes,
I'm a packet.
Yes,
the captain. Redaim, ye be Pumano. Let's see the Becoso. Better here and I him fear. Nana say. Asasere ya media abayem frame semembra onso twa DC neighbor.
Yes,
DC neighbor osenana ani asasere ya wodia na Ghana ye mra kuni na ye constitution na say ye de agudie bi e wa asasere tim na hye mampeninsa mampeni na ma omutumi ntimi no mienu aye te he no ye ni tumi bia ti de obetumi aye na say ye bebo amane ne ya bra wo nsa na wagu nsa no mbe ye adwuma wa ha. Captain, yes, some of yes, I understand them, depending on who you are. You see, and that one is correct.
Yes, that typical conservative politics where we fold our arms and watch things would glide, I'm telling you, sir, the world we find ourselves in right now, the sentinels of our democracy, the gatekeepers, the power of the people, far overriding and far overreaching to the extent say Ghana for acting in the face of these things. Oh
yeah.
What's it American?
Sorry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because we are just ordinary people, but through the power of the media, we are telling people what has to be done.
That's right.
So how much more I am for more community than to me organizing people to do some of these things. You see, me say the corporate, me say governance not bad. A cesspool of corporate greed. Everybody is involved, including chiefs. Now, you take Romana as software, said, we are 10 in the Bible. Who are supposed to look into the president in the face and tell him, say, hey, Janse Mununo, now, young Kwan will be the president. Rollins, you know, so Jenny, he ruled this country for 17 years. He could have given the forest reserve everything to people, but he didn't, even as a military officer. How dare you at this time, 80 years, you know, what the forest reserve in a man for? This and summer, as I suffer, look into the president and tell him in the face, enough of this nonsense. But I know Koto Yanara Asasiri, how can you take these people serious? And I'm catching say, you see, if you look at the various stakeholders in our enterprise called governance now, because of greed, every single one of them has been compromised, except the youth and the young people of this country who feel that no, at this point, we need to take our destiny into our own hands. And I am telling you, you cannot stop the people. You understand? The only option you have is to sit and do the right thing. Because if you don't and you think you can use the police, you can use the court, you are mad. Because that day, a day is coming up. The power of the people will be so overriding and overreaching. Say, no man can stop them, no court can stop them, no police officer can stop them. Captain, we don't need to get there. We've seen such excesses in Africa in recent times. I'm for sorry, we all see what happens. So we are sensible now. We are reasonable. Captain, you don't get there. But this is the situation we have now. Obia miano and what sorry I walk you are tagged as a radical, a miscreant, or some kind of anti-government surrogate or whatever, and I tag you, and they will get the police and other institutions to intimidate you. And if you look at all state institutions in this country, tell me, again, they compromise, including the media today. How many people now some are higher kind they will even put it on the table for discussion, because some of even the media people are neck deep in the galamsey. Media people move to galamsey ukroma say. So that person, you know, energy better or better. Yes. Oh, Captain.
Okay, now your body papa could so tomorrow.
A report about one thing, naming and shaming all these individuals, but they don't care. You understand? So you see, we are the only people that protecting the foundation of our democracy. All we have to do is to hit this sense of patriotism and nationalism. Somebody again and Ibe who said no, enough of this excessive partisan activism over the years, because certain people just capitalize on this weakness and division. I create strength, just to prey on the system. They become rich while we become poorer. Because from 1957, the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer. Nobody is building systems and incentive via leverage to potential whatever we be a winning and a system no this is the time I coming together and say enough is enough, and we work towards revival this particular country, because Ghana our potential to be successful among the community of nations in Africa. About 50 years ago now nation now our potential power for any brain na Ghana but say Ghana need to make China ko pop say can I na mo fancha yen awie na president to Kuruma na oto nkra e Germany finance minister said he should go to China and apologize to them, say omoma ye time yet hey even individuals of mudo musika kobo aban bosen akra no they can't even access their money. How did we get here? Ukoma me say numerous silly executive decisions na man for take here the area babedruha. We sat on this platform, we warned them, we told them, say a day will come, we will get here. Here we are today, and we can't even speak about our economy. This is the first time we are going into an election. Nobody's talking about the economy of this country, because there is no economy to speak of. The vice president who has over the years making noise around and economic works are done as a form. Look at the CD, look at the dollar. Where is he? Is he talking about it? Then he goes out there and jokingly proud himself, say, the digital mind. In digital infrastructure, Ben Wale Ukruma. On the internet about Ukruma say, you see, enough of this nonsense. And I mean, all that I am interested in said the average Ghanaian will be enlightened. People will consume information and begin to act on the information rationally, devoid of emotions. Because when you invest emotions into politics, you sacrifice wisdom along the line.
All right.
We need to be very sure, say, and we fight to secure this country. That is the best way we can win.